Gentlemen, Mr. Nick Anderton this week.
Look very comfortable.
Well, very comfortable.
Too comfortable.
Some feet up. You don't look so bad yourself.
It's for the fans.
You've got your feet up.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. You don't look too bad yourself.
At least I've got mine on the puffy and not on the settee bit where other people sit.
Bit worried about catching something off
Off the dinner table.
Nick Anderton, give me some clubs.
Preston,
Bristol Rovers.
Carlisle, Accrington. Is that it?
I think
I
so.
think so, yeah, obviously. Career curtailed shortly, shorter than what it should have been.
Buckle yourself in for this one. It's for me an inspirational story.
100%.
And the detail that he goes in with the journey he's been on. It's an
Incredible, really.
yeah.
Just to be so positive as well.
Yeah.
Because I think on the day that we recorded was the day of his 6-month check.
Right.
He had his check that morning. So obviously he's turned up still.
Not knowing
Full of
what the
beans.
results are.
Yeah,
Don't know
what a
what the
guy, by
results
the way.
are, yeah.
What a guy.
Lovely lad. Big fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
Always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah. And they've already listened.
Oh, and just before
He's a Patreon.
we do get Nick in, he is a Patreon. And thanks to everybody who signed up recently. Quite a few comments, people saying that they didn't realise who was on and they're enjoying them.
They didn't realise that they could get it on the telly.
Yeah.
After I announced it last week.
And you can match up with your Spotify as well now. So you get them through your Spotify if that's what you use. So 100 and
I bet there's 130, maybe 140.
extra episodes. Price of a coffee every month, 2 extra episodes.
Good
So,
value,
yeah.
very good value,
Massive
innit?
thanks to
Even if
every-
we say so ourselves.
Yeah. See, I think we should put it up, me, but...
Man of the people.
So, yeah, so let's get him in, eh?
Let's get him in.
Only a
Mr.
quid.
Nick Anderton.
Only a quid. Only put it up a quid. Sure everybody will be happy with that.
Seen the video of, the York City when the fan apparently comes on and scores. And who is it? We know a number on the shirt.
Sean Newton.
And you give one of the opposition players a little ruffle of the
I don't know if it was a
feathers.
ruffle or a clip, or a ruffly clip.
Who was it?
I think it might have been me. I was definitely on the pitch, but I think it could have been me, yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're all right.
It was
What a
late, wasn't it?
bastard.
Eh?
What a bastard.
I was old and bitter
There's
then.
no need for that, is there?
Yeah.
Never meet your heroes.
They always turn out to be arseholes, don't they?
Were you a big Preston fan growing up?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, it was more so when I was a scholar, like when I was younger, I used to like footy, to be honest. My dad was a Rovers fan, Blackburn, so I used to go and watch them a bit. I'd watch North End a little bit, but when I signed for North End in the academy, like, I followed North End ever since then, yeah.
So we'll have gone by the time you did your scholar. You signed in 2012.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, 2012 I started, yeah. I think you'd gone.
2010, 11, maybe. We left.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, just before, yeah.
Left a big hole in the changing room.
We did,
Didn't
didn't we? A lot more buffy. A lot more at the dinner.
Fucking hell, spring is good times there.
Yeah. Good. So who was the manager then when you signed as a YT?
So first team manager was Graham Wesley, just come in.
Did you
So-
watch Interaction?
Nothing to be honest. I do remember first year scholar, played a reserve game for him, and we wore the first team's kit. So I'm like, just started, obviously, got a lad's kit on, not my name on the back, 'cause I didn't have a squad number. So I had Bailey Wright's kit on, 26, Bailey Wright.
Oh, so you actually had the names on the back of the shirt?
Yeah. So I was playing at Springies, Bailey Wright against Blackpool, I think. And there was a lad on trial, I was playing centre half, lad on trial next to me. First time I played for reserves, I was a little bit nervous in that. So I'm like playing and like, just after 10 minutes, it just clicks, this fella's going, righty, like, righty, right, push in righty. And I'm like, and I felt, fucking hell, he's on about me. And then after that, I kind of realised I had to say, like, I'm not righty, lad, but,
Come the
cheers
right
for that.
foot next hour.
Yeah, and then it was all right after that. But first 10, it was a little bit, that was my settling in game. And yeah, after that, it was, I didn't have much else to do.
Who was your youth team manager then? Because we had Jamie Hoyland and stuff. Was it still...
Jamie and Rammers giving me my scholar, but then that summer they left and Grezza and Chris Laketti came in. But it was that summer I think Grezza had just retired.
Ah, right.
So he came in.
So you had Graham Alexander and Chris Laketti as your...
Youth team for 3 or 4 months, and then they took the Fleetwood job.
Yeah, neither on my Christmas card list.
Graham is though, isn't he now?
Graham Wesley. Oh,
Yeah.
he got a nice Sarah
buds
Tampa
now.
bless him for Christmas this year.
You got all this forgiven, Graham.
Was that post the getting jobs and getting stick and everything as a YT?
Yeah, I mean, the first 6 weeks we had jobs, and then it was because we wasn't with the first team. It was like we just had the jobs in terms of like equipment mainly, to be honest.
Just sorting yourselves out.
Basically, yeah, at Cheltenham. So yeah, coming into it, I was fully expecting like the jobs thing. Obviously, well, you forget, but now thinking about it, like you're thinking, fucking hell, like you hear all the stories and that when you're young coming in and big characters in dressing room and stuff. But then it kind of only had it for 6 weeks.
Who else were you coming through with?
My age was Josh Brownell, who's at Burnley now.
Yeah.
Year above was Ben Davis, who's at Rangers.
So did you never really get to interact with any of the first team lads, or just...
So in my first year, I think Wesley stayed the full season, I think, and then Simon Grayson came in, and then it was like a few more lads went up with the first team then. So my second year scholar, I trained with the first team quite a bit. Did 2 years as a pro at North End, but never made an appearance for first team. But I was on the bench. But it was a good experience. I spent most of the time out on loan, like non-league and stuff. And
Was that your doing that? Did you push that? Was it the manager?
so I think at the end of my scholar, I got offered a contract, but North End didn't have a reserves or a 23s, and obviously being North End lad and stuff, I thought like, oh, fucking gonna get in and kind of thing. But the way the club was in League One at the time, they were going for promotion, so I think I did have a couple of sniffs in terms. I think it was Bolton and Blackburn for the 23s, but I wanted to be at Preston, and that was how it was going to be. And I think, to be fair, Simon Grayson pulled me in his office and said about offering, the pro that you get. I think it was the pro that was in the scholar. I think lads signed 2 year scholars with the option of a pro kind of thing. But as soon as pre-season came, I was nowhere near it. So I went out on loan. Yeah, I went to Gateshead first in the conference for a month because one of their players was injured, and then I went to Barrow in Conference North.
Did you feel like you improved in that? Obviously non-league, but
Yeah,
first
I'm
team football.
100% so happy that I did that and that I didn't play for a 23 side, because I feel like, I just wanted to play games, and I thought, got to the end of my 2 years pro, and I broke my leg that season, so I missed on loan at Barrow away at Leamington. It was a bit of a freak one. Fella throwing, rolled me inside, and I've kind of stepped in front of him, and he just fell on me and just landed and snapped it. But it's funny. So I was in ambulance because it was Conference North. No name and that on the back of the shirt. I've gone to A&E, and they were just gonna just stick a pot on it there, and then weren't gonna do an op or sort it out and stuff. So luckily I kind of said I'm on loan from Preston. They rang Jacko up and was like, Jacko was like, no, getting back up kind of thing, and I had a good op and stuff, and thankfully it was all right, because I might never have played if I'd have had
is
the
that
pot
what
plug
they
on.
would have done? Just stuck a pot on it and hope for the best?
Yeah, they were going to do that, yeah. Because my dad were there, yeah, they were going to do that. But yeah, no, and then I went on loan again, back to the conference. I went to Aldershot for a couple of months, and then back to Barrow till the end of the season. I think I played 30 National League games that season. So then I got let go at 20. And I think I'd played 40 odd men's games. So I think, when going back to talking about playing men's footy, I think if I'd have been let go at 20 and not played a game, and say played a 23s game, I would have been stuck then, I think. And I signed for Barrow on a perm that summer in National League. And it was just playing every week, really. And I think
How old are you, 20?
I was 20 then, yeah.
Are you mum and dad's? Or,
Yeah. Well, yeah, mum's still at mum's there.
And are they paying you enough to...
Yeah. I mean, it was more than what I was on at North End. It wasn't massive money, but it was decent. It was, decent for that age group. And,
Yeah.
I think I was on about 500-600 quid.
Right.
It's all right, isn't it?
Fucking hell, that's fucking Shangri-La at 20, living with your mum, innit?
Yeah.
To play, and then if I played a certain amount of games, it'd go up 50 quid, I think. So
Good student night as well, wasn't it, in Preston? So I bet you were...
Yeah, it was decent.
Sean St. Ledger told us that, actually. I never went myself, but...
No, I don't think I ever did.
Oh yeah, I once went out with the first team when I was at Preston, and fucking hell, gone out, and I was proper thin at that time. I'd say I was busy now if I look back, but I had to be really to kind of try and make a career in it. So I was at everything right, body fat was low and all that. So it didn't really take much to get me pissed. So I remember going out, and anyway, I didn't know, but I ended up getting my auntie to pick me up one night. I didn't know how I got home. So I get to the next day training, and I'm a bit anyway, I must have said to someone, I can't remember who said it. It said, oh yeah, you got out of some traffic lights. Said you didn't live far. fucking 2 mile away from my mum's house, yeah. Got out some traffic lights and walked 2 mile. And ended up at home, but... Then after that, I was a little bit like, fucking hell, to go easy on it.
So did you try going with the big boys then? The older lads?
I tried to, yeah, and not a chance, no. Absolute.
Who will that have been? Who will that have been in the first team?
Joe Garner was there then, when he was flying. Great lad. Woolardy would have been there. I remember went somewhere and that year, like being a young pro, because there was obviously no 23s, anytime we'd go on a Christmas do or pre-season, I just had to sing. I'd done it once, but they just made me sing all the time. Just, I can't sing for shit.
Get an encore.
But I can't sing for shit, but just made us get up. Just because I was the youngest lad. I think I must have got up 5 times that season.
You never think, I tell you what, I'm going to turn this on the head and tell him to fuck off.
Well, yeah, I just had a good crack, that with me. Though. I just
different song every time?
Stand By Me, I think I sang.
It's a good, easy option. Yeah, that was mine. I only ever did it once.
Because like, the more like clubs I was at, and like there was Oasis bands at a lot of clubs. You couldn't sing Oasis, so I think that was a ban at Preston. You're not allowed to sing Oasis. So I'm thinking, shit. Anyway, it's not an hard. Well, I weren't great at it. Probably crucified it, but you can give it a bit, can't you, without trying to.
See, I nailed it when I sang it.
Did you fuck? It's all in the effort, innit?
Yeah,
it's all in the effort.
Go.
So were you very much of the mindset of once you'd signed at Bury, I'm gonna Barrow, I'm gonna whip my way back up?
Yeah. I just thought to myself, if I just looked at it like at that age, the amount of games you play at that age, when you get to say if you're out of contract or like, you know, to 23, 24, if you've played 100, 150 games, if that's possible, in National League, clubs in League One will take you based off the fact that you've got that experience, as opposed to being at a bigger club but playing for a 23s. And plus I had the experience of playing against fucking men.
Did you excuse my lack of knowledge, but did Barrow get promoted while you were there? Or
the year I broke my leg, they got promoted from the Conference North. And then I played 1 year in the Conference and then went to Blackpool from there.
See, I want to terminate this interview now. Preston North End fan.
It would never happen on our watch, would it?
Signing for Blackpool. That's filth.
But at the time, it was
New
the
challenge.
agent I was with at the time, and it came in, and I thought, well, I want to play higher up kind of thing. And
I'm only joking, mate.
No, listen, I know what you're saying though. I mean, I've been peppered about it quite a lot. To be fair, when I signed for Blackpool, it was when the owners, I think, you know, Oystons were there. It wasn't a massive fan base coming to the games. Obviously, it's a huge fan base, but coming to the games, there weren't, you know, a big thing around the club. A lot of fans were boycotting. It was 3,000-4,000 at home games in League One, as opposed to when I was there. I played the last game under the Oystons and the first under the new owner, and it was like, I think it was 4,000 and then 15.5 the next game.
Did the Blackpool fans know that you were a Preston fan?
Probably not.
You see, go into you're a Blackburn fan then?
I just didn't. I just sat on the fence. I didn't say I supported anybody.
Gary Bowyer?
Yeah, Gary Bowyer, yeah.
How were he?
Sniper's dream.
It was good. I mean, I got along with him well. He didn't play me much, but he was good. You know, good man. He was straight to the point. And you know, they'd just been promoted from League Two, and they signed a good few players. But it was a good experience. It was different level for me from coming from the National League. But I think the level isn't as big as what you'd think in my eyes. I don't think it's that much of a huge difference. Certainly, Conference to League Two is not that much of a difference. League One, as I played in it a bit, and bigger clubs and stuff, but Conference to League Two isn't.
Do you
shows
realise
that though
that
by the amount of times people go again to get promoted, and then
not very often that somebody who gets promoted from the National League to League Two
relegated.
Struggles and goes down.
Yeah.
It was a good experience that first season. I mean, I learnt a lot probably by not playing as well, really. I think I only played 12 games in all comps, about 5 league games, I think, that first season in League One. And then I did try to in Jan, and he said I wasn't allowed. And then I came on off the bench.
You're not allowed?
No, not allowed to go on loan. I wanted to go on loan. Not that I weren't allowed to play.
don't you dare knock on that door.
Yeah, not that. No, I weren't allowed to go.
Don't
And then
even think about
I think
knocking
I
on that
came
door.
on a game and then window shut, and now we're nowhere near it. But that happens in footy, doesn't it?
Right, it does.
And then I went to Aki the next pre-season on loan then, League One.
So how long did you actually sign at Blackpool then?
Signed 2 years with an option, and ended up being there 2.5 years. But it was funny because the end of the second year, so the beginning of that second season, I went to Aki. They'd just been promoted. Played every game in League One till Jan. So I think I played 20 odd, got recalled.
So you're actually playing in the same league as Blackpool?
Well, Terry McPhillips was manager then because Gary Boyer left after the first game. And I went to Accrington. And that first half of the season, we did really well. Like, was above Blackpool. And then I got recalled. And then I played 10. So I think I played 30 odd. And then Terry McPhillips triggered my option. And then he left 4 weeks into pre-season. And then Simon Grayson came in, who released me when I was 20 from Preston.
Right.
So I was just a bit like, and then I brought my leg again in training. So I was out till the January then. Yeah.
But you've done well because if you're not playing, you've gone on loan to say Accrington and done well. So you've stayed like
that was a season before. But I'd gone to League One, which was best loan move I could have hoped for. And fucking what an experience! Like, it was good because they'd just been promoted from League Two that year when them and Luton were going toe to toe, and they won the league that year. And then that year we was in League One, Luton pissed the league with near enough the same team, but they come up with Aki.
So Aki beat them in League, beat them to the league in League Two.
Aki won League Two, yeah.
So then they've gone League One into the Championship straight away.
Luton have, yeah.
And then 2 years in the Championship?
No, we're talking...
I signed for Aki August 2018.
Oh shit! Sorry, sorry. I'm thinking of Luton in the Championship. The first, I'm forgetting how young you are.
You're thinking of Steve Howard and that.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'm thinking
15
Luton
years ago.
Probably more. It is. Probably fucking 17, 18 years ago. I'm thinking.
That is mad. That.
18 years ago.
They had a good team though. Like, we played them when I went to Aki. Played them away, and Aki had beat them at Luton towards the end of the League Two season. Like 90 odd minute, Billy Key scored, and like there was a bit of like animosity between the players because it was near enough the same squads. But they had like James Justin left back, who then went to Prem Leicester. They had Collins up front, who was bagging goals. Pelly Ruddock, who's still there now in the Prem.
Who's the lad that's played at every level for them?
That's him.
Is that him? Is it?
Yeah, he was there. They had a proper team. Absolutely pumped us. I got pumped 4-1 there, and. They were a good side that year, very good. But Accrington were fucking brilliant. Like 10, 15 minutes from my mum's house. I was still at my mum's, single at the time. Literally just got to training. But like, John.
I thought you were going to talk about team, how good it were.
No.
10 minutes from my mum's, perfect.
But the team was good. Like I was thinking, like, fucking hell, like I'm not really playing at Blackpool. Like I didn't really know what to expect going in. But fucking brilliant play. Like Jordan Clark, who's scored in the playoff final for Luton, he was playing right wing.
Who's the lad that went to Ipswich for big money?
Jackson. He just left before I went.
Right.
But Billy Key, Sam Finley, who I live with at Bristol Rovers. I think who else. Connor Ripley was in net. Signed Michael Eaquist, centre half on loan.
That was at Sheffield Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Remember when he got on stage with us and I didn't recognise him, Billy Key?
Oh yeah.
Was it Leicester?
Yeah, Leicester.
I think I like half dwarfed him off or something, and he came to whisper in my ear. He went, "That's Billy Key." That. Sorry, Bill.
Sorry, Bill.
Great side, fucking hell. Like John Coleman and Jimmy, it was just different, like than what I was used to. Like man management was just on a different level. You can kind of see why they got promoted and won the league. Like some things were just.
Did you ever get the old give us a tenner and you can have Monday off?
No, they said if I hit bullseye and dartboard, we could go home. And I hit 25.
Oh, fucking hell, I'd been raging with you.
Yeah.
What do you mean, go home?
We didn't have to train that day if we one at lads hit bullseye. But that's really absolutely flying. 3 darts. I think it was 3 or might have been 1.
Each?
No, just one lad.
Just,
lads had to nominate, right, who's going to go for it. Because we used to play darts every morning. If you hit bullseye, don't have to train today.
And would he have stuck to that?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
So you just
but like they were
pick your best player.
Well, yeah. But honestly, the team were brilliant, playing well, flying. Billy Key one story, he'd had a kick on his foot, and this was one of my first games, so I was a little bit like quiet and that. And he couldn't get his boot on, swelled up, foot was in agony. Only boots he could wear were Copers, but he had the Gaffers Copers on. Away at Oxford, scored 2, we won 3-2, and he had the Gaffers boots on.
Same size or?
Same size, wore the Gaffers boots. Scored 2, we won 3-2. Coley's boots. Coley just went, here, wear them.
What were the big thing about wearing? We used to wear corpers, didn't we? It was like a bit derogatory then when you said that. Corpers.
Be careful what you're saying on this podcast, mate.
Just the studs weren't that long, were they? So it used to slip a bit. That's what I used to be fair, I think I wore corpers when I was a scholar.
Who said they were for referees and coaches?
I don't know, but we weren't happy, were we? At the time, did you feel like at this point you were an established footballer?
Kind
when
of.
you were saying you...
Yeah, I mean, I was playing left back. I do feel that I should have moved into left centre half a bit earlier. But yeah, I'd played quite a few games, including National League men's games at 23, and I thought I kind of wanted a bit of a different challenge, but the option got triggered, and then that was that.
How did Carlisle come about then?
So I was injured actually. So I did my leg in September, I think, or October. And I was just like training on my own kind of thing, getting back, well, not training on my own, but in the gym. But the gym wasn't at the ground at the time. I had to go to, I don't know where it was. And then spoke to Beachy. Beachy got in contact with me, who'd just taken over. And what's your options? What you want to do? Like, we'll kind of take you. So I was like, fuck it, like need to get fit, but I want to play. And they took over my contract, same money I was on, but I think they paid a certain amount till the end of the season. And then, so I signed an 18-month in the Jan, but for the rest of that year I was on the same money, and then it went down a bit. But then COVID came, didn't it, 3 months into that. So I played 10 games there, and then it was COVID. So yeah, but again, it was just, I just wanted to play footy at that time. Well, still do. Everywhere I went, any decision or anything I ever did was just to kind of play as many games as I could. I wanted to look back at the end of my career and look at like Wikipedia or something and go, oh, I played 400 or 500 games. Unfortunately, I did half of that, but I enjoyed it. Like. But Carlisle were good.
So again, you've played 49 games. Were they League One?
Carlisle was League Two.
Still though, you're playing games, aren't you, at that time?
Yeah, and then I played 10 till the end of the year, and then that summer I was skipper for the COVID year. So I was captain, yeah.
How was COVID for your lads?
I personally, I fucking hated it, playing with no fans and stuff.
What about like day to day? Were you all getting tested, or were you training fours and fives?
It was a nightmare, yeah. I think...
Daily or...
So I think going back pre-season up at Carlisle that year, when they said, because they did points per game for everything except playoffs, didn't they? Went back, and I think for a first week or two, we had to train in 2 separate groups. And then like, you had different changing rooms, and then it went a little bit less. And then, well, we all got COVID around Christmas time. I had to ring the gaffer on Christmas Day and be like, I've got COVID. And we had Bolton at home next day. So he's fucking raging.
Does it give the old, just come in anyway?
No, to be fair.
Did you feel shit?
No, I had no symptoms. That was the worst thing. I'd done a test, and because he'd done a test and it had come back that he had it and he had no symptoms. So I'd done one. I had it. So ring up, can't play. So then I stayed away, and they ended up won a couple. They drew Boxing Day. New Year's, so I couldn't play 3 games, I think it were. So New Year's Day they won, went top. Then I think we signed a couple in Jan, and I'd gone back in training after I was clear. And then all of a sudden everyone just came down with it in the space of 3 days. And we didn't play a game for like 4 or 5 weeks. That just curtailed our season, like 4 weeks without games. And then we were Saturday, Tuesday then for, I couldn't even tell you how many games we ended up playing. And we were top on New Year's Day, and we finished 10th.
Just all caught up with you, playing that many games?
I think it did, but listen, it's easy to use that as an excuse, innit? But
big breaking play as well, though. Like,
it was. It's easy to use it as an excuse, but it definitely, like, momentum just got absolutely just knocked off. And then that season finished, and I decided to leave, went to Bristol Rovers.
Did they come in for you?
Yeah, I was out of contract.
Oh, right.
I was out of contract. I got offered a new contract, and, you know, I loved it, but I just felt at the time, I just fancied something different.
It's quite a big move for you in terms of geography.
Yeah,
first time. No,
Longer than 10 minutes from his mum's, I can fucking tell you.
I wasn't at my mum's at that point. I was at Carlisle. I was with the missus and that, and we just had a little one when I was at Carlisle. So my daughter was only 7 months. But I decided just, you know, the deal was right. They'd just been relegated, so they were going for it. I knew, like, they signed Sam and Yozza. I knew Mangs, who was the coach. Just fancied giving it a go, and they stayed up north. So it's 3 and a bit hours, no traffic. So I would come home once or twice a week. But because like Joey and Mangs and the staff all Northern, we used to be in at like 12 on a Monday and 12 on a Thursday. So you could get down, if you know what I mean. They signed quite a lot of lads from North. But it were fucking brilliant there.
Very quick breaking play, gents. 1, because it's lunchtime, and 2, for a very special message from Hello Fresh, sponsoring this episode.
What have we got, John? We have got, I'm going to be pairing for you, zesty breaded sea bass and chips.
You said you wanted fish and chips for dinner?
With garlic mayo and baby leaf salad. And this is the bit that's really going to blow your mind. Calorie smart, under 650 calories in this, lad.
Yes.
Sensational. You might be wondering why I've got swimming goggles on. That's because when I'm using this, I always like to think safety first.
Yeah.
Because
Shows your technique.
Chips, John, chips.
Too thin.
If you're not aware of what HelloFresh is, we've all been on HelloFresh for some time now. Choose your meals. It's perfect if you're a family of 4, or if you're just not into cooking that much. How many meals have they got to choose from? Loads of different varieties. Caloricious. Is that the word?
No. Calorie smart.
Calorie smart.
We've got the whole calorie.
Yeah. Calorie. You got under 20 minutes.
Yeah, the quick stuff.
That's the one, isn't it? When you can't be bothered on a night.
You've been at the gym and that.
Chop a couple of turkeys.
So it comes to your house like this. You've got all your ingredients in here. Lemon and herb seasoning, breadcrumbs.
All your mayo, tatties, all at the ready, and your lemon. Who's got a lemon hanging around in the fridge?
The fish is in the fridge, but this is what it is. So easy to use.
Step-by-step instructions.
Step-by-step instructions.
Just don't cut your chips.
More like a toenail, innit?
See, you should have followed the instructions, John. Chop the potatoes into 1 centimetre wide slices.
I'll be honest with you, these
If you think that's a centimetre,
You've done it all wrong. You've ruined it, in fact.
These goggles are a bit mucky.
Thankfully,
Let's see what we're chopping.
Plenty more tatties to go at.
But yeah, so all your ingredients, foolproof, near enough.
That's the key. That's the word, foolproof.
Foolproof. You cannot mess this up, can you?
And the meals it's like going to a restaurant.
Yeah, top
all
quality.
fresh produce. And of course, we've got an offer.
This is the main thing.
60% off your first box, 25% off the rest of the boxes for the next 2 months, every week.
That is an offer.
That is an offer indeed.
Half.
Eh?
Is there a code? Is there
a code? All you've got to do is go over to HelloFresh, the link's in the description or the QR code on the screen, and use the code COSH60HF. You get 60% off the first box, 25% off for another 2 months after that. So yeah, just scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link in the description and use that code COSH60HF. What an offer, by the way. Come on.
Oh, am I finishing it off?
chop?
What do you think? We're just doing it for a video? We're going watching telly. Give us a shout when it's done.
See you in a minute.
Don't feel safe without my goggles on.
Have you got no reservations about signing for Joey?
As in, I mean, I went and met him, to be fair, and you know, I'd known of him and stuff like that, and you know, I got along well with him, and he's not. I know a lot of people have different stories and stuff like that, but he's definitely not as what you see online as much. But he can lose his head, like, and I've been on the end of a few bollockings, a few flamethrowers. Used to get the flamethrower out in meetings and that, or on the pitch at half time and that. I've been scolded a few times.
Take your eyebrows off.
Oh fucking hell, yeah, and your kit. yeah, you could get a flamethrower like.
Have you just got to take it? Do all the lads know that you can't? If you ever go back, it's...
Well, I mean, that was another thing when I was saying about if I'd have been through kind of what's happened, it'd have been. I'm not saying I had a kick off, but everywhere in my career, I just took any sort of bollocking of criticism, even from players older than me whatsoever. I was probably, even
if you thought that they were wrong.
Yeah, probably. If I disagreed, or even I probably wouldn't kick off straight away. I never kicked off. I mean, I'd probably have a discussion on a Monday and be like, listen, like, whatever. But I was never one of those players who I wish I should have done that, because fucking hell, me personally, affected us a little bit. Well, it does, doesn't it? Well, I don't know about you, because you seem like the kind of lads who are like, you know what I mean? But I was more like, took everything on the chin.
Did you take it home then?
A little bit, yeah, I did, yeah. But I'm only reflecting on it like that since I've been ill. At the time, I probably didn't think I was.
I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have
probably,
done
yeah. Just more so that I probably would have dealt with it better.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like, not saying like, oh fucking hell, like I'd go home and like not speak to anybody and be like all proper affected by it. But obviously, sometimes it affects you. But yeah, I was on the flamethrower. But
did he take that? What was that thingy? Wheel?
The Wheel of Fortune.
Was it?
Well, I don't know.
The spins.
Yeah.
Oh, we had great spins. Yeah.
What was just give us some stuff that was
So
on
that
there.
did he have it at Fleetwood? We heard.
Yeah, they had the spins at Fleetwood and he brought it down there, yeah.
What was the crack with it?
So every Friday, so you'd fines all week, whatever, any little fines, flip-flops, whatever the captains say or whatever. Every Friday, if you've got a fine, you pay the fine. They're only like little fines, like tenors, 20 quids. You had to spin the wheel every Friday. And then whatever you landed on, you had to do it next Friday. So it's like poetry, like poem, write a poem. So I got it on poems a couple of times. So I wrote a couple of belters, wrote proper belters. Like we played Oldham away the year of that season.
I'm hoping you're going to get a piece of paper out of your pocket now.
I wish I had.
Scroll.
But it was like, we got beat. We'd been on a really good run and he decided to play a diamond and we never played a diamond. I played a diamond to get a couple of midfielders into the side. We got beat and they got relegated that year. So it's like I'm on there and I said something and I was like, diamond on the thingy, that's a surprise or something like that, like going on about it and stuff and about all the players and all that and everyone was cracking up. I forgot, I wish I brought it with me. It was a proper belter.
Would he be in the room?
Everyone's in there.
Would it be, like, I'm trying to picture
so
in a meeting room.
Yeah, meeting room, projector at the front, media fella sat there, not media, an analyst fella sat there, everybody's in there. We'd do our Friday meeting, then it's like, right lads, spins. So then bang, it'll come up. I don't know.
It's on the screen?
Yeah, big screen. No, the wheel's there. No, we had the electronic wheel, it was on the laptop we did it with. He didn't actually take the big wheel, but it was on the laptop. No.
A couple of girls like coming in.
No. He'd had loads.
What have you got this week?
He'd had loads. I've forgotten most of them, but loads. So I say Nick Anderton, like, no flip-flops. You get up, press spin, whatever it lands on, you've got to do that for the next week. But you used to have some, you had to strip off and go under the sprinklers outside and that for like a cold power shower and like stuff like that. But like everyone had to do it. You had to do your spin or else you had to pay like, I don't know what, a few £100 if you didn't.
Was the money on the board, like if you landed on a thingy that was £10,
the majority of the fines were all like a tenner. So you pay your tenner and you'd have to spin.
Oh, so you had to do both?
Yeah.
The double whammy?
Yeah. So you pay your tenner and spin.
The fine comes with a spin?
Yeah, the fine comes with a spin. But then once you spin, it was never money. It was always like
but you
something stupid. But like they were all little fines, if you know what I mean. Like to be having to pay a big amount of money, you had to be fucking stupid it weren't like you was getting fined on loads of different things. But yeah, every Friday was spins.
What's the best you saw? Can you remember? Like the best, was singing involved?
He used to, singing.
Would you have to do it there and then?
So the week after.
Always.
So it'd be like singing, so it could be like singing solo or like duet or be like boy band. And then like you'd pick your...
So were the forfeits always different?
There was loads of different ones. Sometimes you'd land on the same, but there was loads of them. But we used to have brilliant spins.
You two have been all right,
actually, I thought of a good one, but this wasn't from the spin, this was from somewhere else. So on Friday we'd do spins, but then like say if little things had like, well, for example, some lad were driving to a game, he got a new car, he was buzzing with it. He stunk of fish on the way to the game, right?
Stunk of fish?
Yeah, so obviously someone's put some fish in his car.
I thought it might have been shagging.
No. Someone's put some fish in his car, so he's at game, fuming, played, whatever, raging, kicking off. So all media, the analyst lads, they put together like a BBC panorama thing, like a crime, like a crime documentary. So we're all in spins, sat there, didn't know what was coming. Like all the suspects were lined up, the reasons why, who'd accused them of that. Like, everyone's having a good laugh. Next thing, CCTV comes on. So you've got like Sam Finley and Luke Thomas running out fucking clear as day, boot up, lob fishing, into other one, and just like throwing them under the bus there. And then it's like no, everyone was like whispering the changes, who it was and that, but no, he didn't know who it was. Anyway, clear as day, there it was. Oh, you know, it was fucking brilliant.
How did he take it?
He weren't happy. He weren't happy.
So lads are laughing, and is he like forcing a smile, going bright red, raging?
I think, yeah, he were, but it's just awkward for me, that. Like, I'm like,
I'm with you.
Like, I'm not, some lads were pissing the cell, like, don't give a shit kind of thing. I was just like, for fuck's sake, it's so awkward, because it'd been going on for like a week or 10 days, you know, in changes, like, we'd all be in there, and then he'd come in from training, and everyone's like, I'm not saying anything. You know, like being silent, and then you're just making it even worse.
Becomes uncomfortable then.
Yeah, it's just awkward. But
then you become a suspect if you're being too.
Yeah, and if you're seen like talking to somebody,
yeah.
Oh, what were you talking to him?
It's like Midsummer Murders, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're talking about fish then? You're talking about fish?
No, yeah.
Fish for your tea last night.
And then like lads would try like say the silly thing like that, for instance, like, oh fucking hell, I had this cod last night for tea. Or like me and Cootsy, I went chippy last night, lad. Like, what do you get, scampi and that? You know what I mean? Just little things like that. Just making it so awkward. And there was yeah, that was a belter. That we had a few of them. There was one of them that they did with the fitness coach. Something had been going. I don't know what it were. Like they hadn't been cleaning the equipment or something. And they'd like had surveillance on him, because Joey was big on, he recorded every training session with a drone. So they'd record it all with a drone to see distances and everything like that. So for like 2 weeks, the fellow with the drone had been like following the fitness coach around without him knowing, like catching him like not putting the bibs away, or like just fucking off on the sly, like, you know what I mean? Like carrying one goal in and then going in or something like that. And they did a full panorama on it. Yeah, he fucking belted, and he got to the end and everyone's creasing up. Then this was another one. A lad borrowed my car. They borrowed my car to go and watch a game. Got caught speeding. But they wouldn't say, like, there were two of them, but they wouldn't say who were driving. So they had that up on the board, then 2 suspects and all that. And anyway, that come out there, yeah, so that's fair enough. So we took them points, but just little stuff like that. But it was brilliant. That season with that group was just best group I've been in by a mile. But like,
he's got promoted that year, and where were you at Christmas?
I think we was about 13th, 14th maybe, Christmas, and we finished 3rd. But we hadn't been in the top 3 all season until 6 minutes left on the last game.
An outrageous, didn't you win by
goal difference?
Yeah.
Goal difference, yeah. 7-0 last game. But I didn't play, that's probably why I won 7-0.
What was the permutations? Like, what did you need to do on that last day?
So Northampton was level on points. Well, actually, it was the week before was the mad one. So we played Rochdale away. We were getting beat 3-1. We won 4-3. Aaron Collins scored 2 in the last 3 minutes, I think. We won 4-3. So then that put us 4th, level on points with Northampton. They were 3rd, but they had +5 goal difference. But we'd beat them twice in the season. So then we had to basically bet it, well, by 5. But they beat Barrow away 3-1, and we won 7-0. Oh, I went up. But
hold on, you didn't play?
Not the last game, no. No, because
But is that when our fans come on pitch?
Yeah.
And is that when you're in town on top of...
Yeah.
You're in full kit?
Oh, yeah. I started to stick my kit on, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just blow Terry out of water.
Oh, fucking hell.
You're in town on top.
It was worse watching it than fucking, I imagine, playing it. I couldn't believe it.
So let me get this right.
Traffic lights.
You had to better their result by 5.
Yeah.
So they've obviously +2, you're +7, but because you bet them twice in the season, is that why you went up?
Yeah, we finished on the same goal difference.
Fuck me.
And the same points, but we beat them twice. I think that's how it works, head to head.
It will,
or will it be goals scored? I don't know. It was one or the other.
So do you know, as the game's going on, are you like thinking, obviously wanting to know what their score is, but thinking we need to score
well, it was
3 more or whatever?
Did you know what the rule was?
Yeah.
Had you got the same amount of goals?
Yeah.
Right.
But to be fair to Joey, like, I'd been in the side majority of the season, and I ended up I played left back, but I signed as a centre off for Joey, but I played left back majority of the season, and I was playing towards the end of the season, and we were really on a good run from January. And it got to the last game, and we had nothing to lose. We'd already secured the playoffs. So he pulled me and another lad who had been playing right back and told us that we weren't even in the squad the last game because he was just going for it. So he played 2 centre-halves. He played wingers as full-backs, played 4-3-3, 2 centre-halves, wingers as full-backs, Glenn Whelan sitting in front, 2 attacking mids and three, you know what I mean? And just absolutely went for it. And it fucking worked.
That's actually outrageous,
Isn't
isn't it?
it?
So I was in the stand, watching it.
Kit on underneath you track it.
Following the other game as well.
I was on,
so
on flash score. Half time, I think we're winning 2-0. And I'm thinking, no, we can't, surely.
And what were they doing at half time? Remember?
I think they might have been 2-0. They were 2-0, I think, right? So, and then they went 3-0, but then Barrow equalised. But then we scored obviously 5 in second half. But we scored 3 before the 70th minute. So we only needed 2 at that point, I think. I think that's how it went.
Still though.
He's thinking.
Yeah, but honestly, the way the game, but the thing is, we played Scunny at home and they'd gone down. They'd already been relegated.
And they were shy,
and
weren't
they've been playing like lads who haven't been playing all season. So it was like, they come to us and but we had the momentum from that season. Like the second half of the season was just ridiculous how we played. I mean, we signed a lad from Newcastle in the Jan on loan, Elliot Anderton. He's ridiculous.
Is it? Somebody asked about him.
He is unbelievable.
Where's he now?
He's been playing. He has been playing in Prem.
Squad at
He
Newcastle.
has been on and off, but I think he's out. He's out injured. But he came in, and he was ledge. But then we just changed to a 4-3-3, and I don't know, something just clicked.
When did you get the 7th goal?
84th minute, and that's when we went third for the first time all season.
That's when they needed the defenders. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
because you're thinking we should have shot now.
To be fair, the bench, there weren't a defender on the bench, so it was like literally he'd proper gone for it. But yeah, worst bit were, so Elliot scored the 7th header. Everyone's on pitch, like everybody. Ref takes everyone off down tunnel. So then, like the owner's on the mic, Gaffer's on the mic. He's going to abandon the game if you don't leave. So whilst we're in the tunnel, Northampton game ends. So we know we just got to keep it at 7-0. But we had 10 minutes left. So they had to go back out and play for another 10.
Just everybody
retreated? To be fair, they just kept it like
well, if it's 7-0 down, you've been relegated.
Like an American football bench. You know, everyone's up behind you.
I was.
I bet you were down on touchline, bit sounds.
I was, yeah. When seventh went in, I was on pitch. Oh, fucking hell. It was insane.
I think that's a better story than ours. And I never thought the Preston when we got in Cardiff.
Yeah.
I think that's an even bigger turnaround. A 5-goal swing on the last day.
When the other teams won 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had heard as well, apparently a few of their lads had booked Marbella next day.
The Scunny lads?
No, the Northampton lads.
What's that mean then?
Well, they're obviously in the playoffs,
They went in playoffs and they got beat. They got beat in semis.
Fuck.
They got beat in semis.
That were nice, wasn't it, to hear that? Fuck you, lads.
To be fair, I had holiday books when we went. Portugal.
It's fucking. When did you go to Sheffield? Fucking.
Took me flip-flops.
You were on fucking holiday at fucking Sheffield United that night. You come.
Somebody asked about Pam Pam. Is it Pam Pam's nightclub?
Oh yeah. Well, we ended up in there. That night.
Talk us through what happened from the full-time whistle.
So
when does the tracksuit come off?
No, I'll be honest. You're gonna laugh your tits off.
When
So
whistle goes, I
think when we got to 6, I've gone, it changes me.
Well, put your kit on.
No, sorry. 7. When it's 7, I've gone and put my kit on.
Socks.
No socks.
Pads.
So I've gone and put, fucking hell. Full lot.
Fetch the physio in here, just get the ankles up.
Full lot. So anyway, that happens. Whistle goes. Everyone's on for about 20, 30 minutes. Easy. Into the changes. Then upstairs. Then everyone just kind of started floating off, I think. There were obviously a lot of people's girlfriends and parents and stuff were there. To be fair, my missus was there with Little and her brothers. A few of my mates were there as well. I didn't see them much. To be fair, they all come in the changes, and then after that, a few of us went upstairs with the owner and the chief exec and stuff. And then I think the plan was kind of just to go out, but because we've been on the beer straight away, I think 5 of us started walking from the ground. So we just left the ground and walked.
Kit?
Yeah, walked down Gloucester Road, right? And I reckon it's about 3 miles to Pam Pam's. And it took us 3.5 hours to get to the nightclub from when we left the ground. So me and Aaron walked the full lot. Everyone else got Ubers halfway or whatever. We walked the full lot.
You're a nightmare walking that far in your boots and all.
Oh no, I had trainers on.
click.
Yeah. And sliders. And so we walked the whole way and it was just
What, are you stopping in pubs or
everywhere? Yeah,
Oh,
every pub.
Are the streets filled with
Absolutely,
fans?
literally, yeah, rammed. No cars whatsoever. Yeah, it was mental.
They are very fanatical, aren't they, Bristolian fans?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and your Rovers have both clubs have a big following, but Rovers following were brilliant, and it were unbelievable that night. But that whole season, I mean, I've got a few stories, but that night, so we get to Pam Pam's. I think it was Pam Pam's anyway. A few lads are in there. A few lads have been and got changed. A few lads haven't.
Did you?
No, not a chance. I didn't get changed for 2 days. Well, no. Well, I was still in my kit the next morning when we went for brekkie, but we ended up going there, just absolute carnage. Everyone was there, like mates were there and that. I can't remember what time I got in. Full slept with kit on, trainers on, scarf. I think I slept with trainers on, that scarf on. I got given a scarf by someone. I still got that at home. Woke up, I was in a world of trouble. I was rough.
Where were your missus? Did you stop at a hotel?
So I stayed in the hotel with them.
Yeah.
Don't know how I got in. I think a brother took me back. Stayed in there, woke up, kit on, trainers on. We're off out for brekkie in the Ivy. Goes in Ivy, has brekkie, couldn't really eat so much. Then we all met at this pub. Joey come, everybody. Met there all day. Then we had the Players Awards that night.
Still in kit.
No, I've got to change them, to be fair. Players Awards that night. Great dude. Went out again Sunday night. And then the chairman had booked for us to go to Dubai, like for end of season, for 3 days. So we ended up going there on the Tuesday. We flew on the Tuesday night and landed on the Wednesday morning.
It's just a squad.
Everybody went, except the gaffer. And I think it was the physio didn't go, but everybody else went. All the analysts, all the coaches, every player.
And did you know if you got promoted that was going to be happening?
No, not really, no.
I mean, you probably couldn't.
It was like, I think, to be fair, Cootsy
playoffs.
I mean, if you went up in the playoffs, what would you have?
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, like, obviously, you'd never imagine something like that to happen. But how it happened, it was ridiculous.
Good trip in Dubai.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
All expenses paid?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Shangri-La.
Yeah, and Cootsy sorted it out with, I don't know who booked it through. He nearly didn't get there.
Because he was so pissed, or?
Yeah, but...
Is he a messy drunk?
Oh.
It depends. Oh, I've got an unbelievable one. So we lived together. We used to, sound fucking mental. We used to, every now and again, we'd get in the arena. So we'd just get like body shots only, but we'd spar like in the cliff. We lived in Clifton, we call it the Cliff, so we'd have a bit of like a sparring session, like body shots.
What, in your house?
Shorts and that, but tops off, body shots only. So like, I've done it a couple of times. Fucking mad when you think about it now. And then anyway, like, so one night, a couple of lads around, like everybody used to come to ours, like in the Cliff, watching the footy. Sam's there, not a fella as well. So like me and Cootsy get out at it, bang, walloping each other, whatever, nothing major, but not, obviously, we're mates and that, but he catches me with a left hook, right? And I took a knee, fucking felt me rib pop, right? So like Sam's like, 1, 2, I got an 8 count, got back up, carried on. Anyway, I thought, right, I've done my rib here. So I'm icing it on the sofa with fucking peas and that. This is on a Wednesday night, Wednesday tea time, by the way, Wednesday night. We played the night before, this is in February. And we had Stevenage away at the weekend. So I'm thinking, like, shit. Rang the physio the Thursday morning because he drives down from Hull. So he was up at like 6, 7. So I've rang him, I've gone, listen, like, painkillers have worn off because I used to have to take a few to play because I had fucking bumps and bruises everywhere. I think I've done something to my rib kind of thing, like, can you have a look at it? Yeah, we'll have a look. So I didn't train Thursday, I had a look at it. I said, well, do I need an x-ray or whatever? They're like, nah, like, if you've done out to it, you've just got to crack on, or if you can't play. So that's all right, sound. Went to Stevenage on painkillers for 2 days. Tried to train on Friday, could barely run. Played 90. with it and played the rest of the season with it. But for 3 months, it was ridiculous. But it got better after a month. So then I've played on the Saturday. Sunday, I've gone back up north, just gone for an X-ray. Thought, fuck it, peace of mind kind of thing. I can't really do it if it's not. Comes in, Mr. Anderton, yeah, you've got a broken rib. I can write you 6 weeks off work if you want. I was like, I don't think that's going to work, kind of thing.
I don't think he's going to watch that.
I was like, I don't think I can take that to my boss, like. So, so I carried on, and that was that. So that was me and Cootsy at it.
Did you not get any, like a stray elbow out where it took you down?
Yeah, I was in the world. Yeah, fucking hell. So we played Crawley away a couple of weeks after, Tuesday night, winning 2-0 second half, like under the cosh for 10 minutes, whatever, and I'm blowing. Like, can't breathe, so I'm took a knee and that. Like, to everybody, like, you know, people who watch on I follow, or the fans, whatever, were there, like, Cootsy's coming over, like, obviously Skipper, you know, to be fair, he's fucking brilliant, one of my best mates, but comes over to me and he goes down, he goes, that's why you never step in the arena with your uncle. And I'm like, he's like, get
proper
up.
Captain.
Yeah, he's
proper
like,
captain there, making sure his teammates
he's
are
like,
right.
get up, like, and also, and he went, that's why you never step in there with your uncle, and don't ever try and keep up with me on a Sunday sesh, because we've been out 2 days before, and I tried to keep up with him, and I was in a fucking world of pain. I couldn't breathe. Oh, it was a nightmare. Anyway, I got up and we won 2-1. But
did you tell anybody at the club about the rib was broken?
So there was me, Cootsy. I told them I broke my rib, but I told them I'd done it on the Tuesday night. No one knew. None of the staff knew for a bit. But we did. But they're saying about team things. Forgot, like, we went to Cheltenham in the March, and we've been on a great run. And Gaffer weren't so keen of sending us to Cheltenham because we had Newport that weekend away. They were in top 3. I think we just started to get in around the playoffs. Anyway, Cootsy had been in and talked to him, and he's like, anyway, Gaffer's gone, right, you can go, lads, like, because we'd won on the Tuesday night. He's like, you can go.
So have you gone Wednesday?
We've gone Ladies' Day Wednesday, yeah.
Did they give you the Thursday off? Or?
No, we had training at 11.
Right.
So Wednesday we were up there, gets to train. Anyway, Joey texts Cootsy like, listen, like, I'll get you a drink kind of thing, just have a round on me. Sent him £1,000, right? So it was like 80 quid a round. So it's like, anyway, what we kind of meant to do with that, like, so we
What
had
did you expect us to do with that?
Well, yeah, so we had a few, bit more than a couple, a few of us did. Not everybody, but we were well oiled. And anyway, it was a fucking brilliant day. But Cootsy, we had training at 11 the next day. So Cootsy's come to me and gone like, and come to everybody and gone, right, I'm getting myself off. This is at 3:30. I'm going home. If I don't go now, I won't make it to training tomorrow. Sound. Fucking fair play, like.
There's always a 3:30 race as well, isn't there? You might as well wait till I think after the race.
It might have been before that. Right, get yourself right. Sound. See you later. Like, text me when you get back, kind of thing. Yeah, right. Didn't think nothing of it. So we're all there, meant to be going home after the last race, but I think we had 4 ton left in the kitty or something like that, and we stuck it on Facil Vega. It was the last race, I always remember, and it come in. So I don't know what odds they were. I think like 2.5 to 1, whatever, 5 to 2. So won a fair bit, won over £1,000 back. So we're thinking, fuck me, we're going to have to go out, you know. We're going to have to go to Cheltenham.
have to now, aren't we?
not divvy it up. No, so we'll take a couple of hundred.
So we're all celebrating. I think there was about 8 of us left at that point. We're all bouncing down, running down to the fucking thingy, high-fiving the jockey when he's off his way into the enclosure and that. Like, it was like, go on, Paddy, lad. He was called Paddy. So, and then we get walking out after the last race. I swear to God, Cootsy is sparring 2 Irish fellas. Body shots. He said he'd gone home 3 hours ago. So like I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Cootsy, come on, like, get yourself home. So then 6 of us ended up going out. We got the bus from the racecourse into Cheltenham to Revs. Cootsy ran from the racecourse to the train station, full 3-piece with his brogues on. I think it's about, I don't know how far it was, 10k, I don't know, it might not have been 10k, 8k, just ran. Like Forrest Gump, fucking, there were lads. Apparently he told us the next day, people like were hanging on and then he just dusted them off and that. Ran the full lot. We looked at his phone the next day, 6 till 6:30, he'd done about 15,000 steps or something, you know, on his iPhone where he'd had his phone in his pocket. He ran to the train station and just jumped on the train, got himself home. So he was fine, he was home. So then that was him. He was all right that day. It was him. Then we goes out, went out. Anyway, we had training next day, but like 3 of us, we just got too giddy. Like we didn't get home till about 5:30, back to Bristol. We had training at 11. And it was like 3 of us started at the weekend. Like we're playing Northampton away. Anyway, we played them away. 30 seconds, one of the lads scores. We won 1-0. And Gaffer didn't make a sub. There was me, Aaron, Harry. Harry scored. There was about Cootsy started, Sam started. There was about 7 in the starting 11 that had been out. And we won 1-0.
See, that's what it's all about. I keep telling you, lads.
And it's funny because Harry scored after 30 seconds and Sam Finley's running, whipping his ass, jumping in the corner like that, into the corner if you watch the goal. But just the squad was just so together. It just clicked and it was unbelievable that last 4 or 5 months.
What he's done from 3:30 till
exactly
6
what I was going to say. He's obviously heading for the exit. What happens from...
Sidetracked, hasn't he?
But by strangers.
Someone's got his attention.
Somebody knows.
Yeah.
But honestly though, so them couple of times, whatever, when he's had a drink, but as a pro, he's an animal, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
What a fucking player.
Unbelievable player.
In best nick, what were at the time, 34. Like you played with him when he was 21, 22 at Preston, absolutely flying, weren't he? What a player, what a captain, what a fella, animal. Just everything intense, everything he does. Gym, fucking hammers the gym. Goes on a drink session, he'll hammer whatever. Footy, he's just on it, you know what I mean?
Everything to extreme.
Organized. He ran that whole dressing room. It was brilliant. And then afterwards, I live with him and stuff, but afterwards I speak to him near enough every single day, and he's been, with everything that's happened in terms of my illness, he's been absolutely unbelievable. Speak to him all the time. So
that's summer, obviously unbelievable end of the season, but you've been playing in pain, haven't you, since the Christmas? You had your knee pain.
Yeah, I had to be honest, a bit of a niggle. I thought it was a bit of a niggle. I was 26 and I'd played a few and I'd broke my left leg twice. So I just thought maybe I'm getting aches and pains kind of thing at that point. I did not think anything of it. I went back pre-season, did the first 4 days, bleep test, tough sessions that first week. Then I woke up on the Friday morning, about 5:30, knee was throbbing. I had a pulse there.
But you said you'd been sick the previous season.
Yeah, so when I thought that was to do with my rib, but I think it's to do with the cancer. So there was a few things, I was sick the previous, a little bit in the off season. I had a bit of random diarrhea for no reason, and I went back to pre-season, a couple of kilograms lighter than I was at the end, and my body fat was really low. Mine was never massively high, but if I always went back in the amber as I got past the age of 21. I was always in the amber no matter what I did. Anyway, I was proper shredded. So then I've tried to walk down the stairs that Friday morning, couldn't really walk. Went and bought a foam roller because I thought I had a fucking tight IT band. So I've been foam rolling stuff and that. Tried to foam roll it, nothing. We had a game that night against Melksham in first pre-season game. So I rang the physio, I was like, listen, something's kind of niggling here. Will you have a look at us? Went to see him. Looked at me, there was no sign of injury, there was no swelling around my knee. My range of movement was near enough the same in terms of my heel to my bum. I'd not been in a tackle, I'd not jawed it, nothing. So, but he weren't so keen to send me for a scan because obviously usually you got to have an injury, haven't you? But to be fair to him, he sent me for a scan because I've seen him to do a little bit of rehab since, and he always says he looked at me and he knew that I was in some serious pain, so he sent me. So I went for a scan. That was a Friday. Drove home. Club doctor rang me on the Sunday. Was meant to be flying to Portugal that night for pre-season. Rang me up and said, "Can you come down to Bristol and bring your missus with you?" I was like, "Right." So then straight away, then I was like, "Something's pretty bad here."
But what can possibly be in your head to think what it is?
I said to my mum, I said, "Listen, I think I've got cancer here." Just because of the way it all went. I was like, there's something has to be so serious that you have to drive down to Bristol to be told face to face. Even if I'd done my ACL and I was out for the season, they'd still tell me over the phone, wouldn't they? And to be fair to the doc, we drove down to the training ground. Traffic took us 4.5 hours. So I'm obviously sat there thinking, got to training ground, lads had flew to Portugal. Sat us down a little bit like this, said, "Listen, you've got a tumour in your right femur above your knee. We've been referred for to see a sarcoma specialist because that's what they suspected it was, osteosarcoma. Yeah, and I was like, Jesus, like my bird were 8 weeks pregnant at the time, and I had a little. Grace was 20 months, something like that.
8 weeks pregnant, that might. You didn't shag her when you got in after your celebration, did you? In a hotel. No. That's about the summer period, isn't it?
No. I was. I don't know when it were, but it were. That was so.
I don't know when it were.
It definitely were that night. I was asleep. I was fucking asleep that night.
In your kit.
Yeah. And I went. So, but I had to have a biopsy first. Well, so Monday I had chest CT, X-rays of my leg, of my body, because sarcoma usually spreads to your lungs and stuff. I had about 4 or 5 scans. So a specialist on the Tuesday, and I had a biopsy booked in for the Monday after that. So lads are in Portugal, but like Cootsy paid for us to fly out, like for me and Little and Mrs. to fly out there. Paid for our flights, and I think the club paid for the hotel so we could go out for a couple of days to see him. It weren't looking good. Like that was before the biopsy. I knew myself.
Did they say that as well? That,
no,
like,
they tried to be very optimistic, like wait till you have the results kind of thing. But thankfully, all the lot of scans I had, there was no sign of it anywhere else at the time. And there still hasn't been, hopefully, touch wood.
Still, until you get the results of the biopsy, you don't really know.
No, but because it was something that I never even thought of even entering my head, and I'd never been around family members or friends who'd had that, who'd had cancer. So it was just something completely new to me. And we had the biopsy, waited 3 weeks for the results.
3 weeks?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. Yeah. So I had the biopsy on.
Where's your head at in them 3 weeks?
Well, I was just off. I was back up north, but. I mean, I grew up on like a farm and dairy background and that, so I was just driving tractors, for my dad and that. I just went driving tractors for like local contracts. It was silage time and all that. Like, I just went and did that to keep me head.
Bit of escapism there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I just went and tried to keep my mind off it. Results came back, and at first I got diagnosed with a low-grade osteosarcoma. So the treatment for a low-grade one is just an operation. So remove the tumour with a safe margin around the tumour, and the reoccurrence rate is like 5%. That's that. So then I thought, if any, I know it sounds mad, but I was a little bit like, all right. So then the original plan was to take the bone out and put a donor bone in. So they had to basically wait for someone similar size to me, similar age to me, to kind of die. The first op they were going to do was save my knee joint, remove that, put one in. The recovery would have been really, really long, longer than what I ended up having done. But that was in the chance of me maybe saving my career. So I had the op on the October the 5th. So I'd gone from August, September, just waiting for the op. Then they did a scan 5 days before, and the swelling around the tumour had gone too close to my knee joint. So they couldn't safely remove it without going towards my knee. So they just took the lot. So full knee replacement, 12 centimetres in my femur, replaced with aluminium. And they put my kneecap back on. So I got my own kneecap, but that was the op I had. So career was done there and then, without a shadow of a doubt. But it was still only thought to be low grade. So then they sent the tumour off to be tested. Came back, 10% of it had aggressive cells in it. So then that changed to a high grade osteosarcoma. So the treatment for that is, well, they usually do with people who have it is, if they have a primary tumour, so it's not spread anywhere, they'll do 2 rounds of chemo, so it kills it from the outside and shrinks it a little bit, take it out, then another 4 rounds of it. So because mine was already out, I needed to have the 6 rounds of it. So I'm thinking, fucking hell. Like,
it's escalated.
Oh yeah, in the space massively. Whenever May we got promoted, back pre-season, last week of June, I didn't have a clue. So now, end of October, I got told I needed to have all this chemo. Career was done. I was not, well, obviously, I was bothered. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I was not bothered whatsoever. And for me, I'm happy with that because I was really happy with my career and I give it fucking everything. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I feel like if I'd have had some regrets, that would have been horrendous to deal with. But for me, happy with that. That's happy. Could not have gone out in a better way with that promotion. buzzed off it. So then, as the chemo, anyway, then it's like, when it goes to high grade, it's like, serious then.
The stuff start happening quicker then?
Well, to be fair, because of footy, everything happened quick anyway. The wait for the donor bone was just purely because it was a low grade. But the fact that I was in footy, the private scan, this and that, everything happened so quickly. So I went into the chemo, no sign of cancer in my body. This chemo was purely to kill any cells that they couldn't see, could miss. And it was brutal, yeah. So I started that on the 29th of November, 2022. And I stayed in hospital nearly 70 nights.
Jeez, man.
And I had 6 rounds. And because I had no sign of anything in my body, so the chemotherapy consisted of 3 drugs. And then because I had no sign of anything in my body, I qualified to have this other treatment as well on top of it, which was classed as an antibiotic. So the antibiotic was, for the first 12 weeks, was twice a week, 1 hour infusion, twice a week for 12 weeks. And then for 24 weeks, it was a 1 hour infusion once a week. So that started at the same time as the chemo. So the chemo, I had 6 rounds. It was week 1, stayed in 2 nights, had these 2 drugs called cisplatin and doxorubicin, stayed in for 2 nights, came home. Then, so that's week 1. Week 2, week 3, I didn't have anything, but I was still going back twice a week to have this other one. I didn't have to stay in overnight for that one. So then week 4 of a cycle, I'd have something called methotrexate. I'd have to stay in 4 nights. I'd have a big bag of chemo, and then I'd spend 3 days literally on fluids. I've got a port in my chest still. I've still got it in. So basically it's 2 little holes there, and it goes up there, and then it goes around into here, and that's where everything gets pumped in. So the methotrexate weeks 4 and week 5, I'd be in 4 nights, week 4, 4 nights, week 5, straight back into it, week 1 again. So I ended up...
Oh, so that's 1 round?
That's 1 round. So the first 4 rounds of chemo were 5 weeks each, but back to back. And then the last 2 were 4 weeks each, because I dropped one of the chemo drugs because you're not allowed 1 more milliliter of that drug in your body for the ones I had to have. But like, unfortunately for me, like going into it, I had no idea what I was in for. And they had it in the Christie in the hospital, and they were absolutely brilliant with me. But like, you meet so many people, families, people with all different sorts of cancers and different treatments. But like my treatment for sarcoma was so intense because it's so like rare and aggressive. But the treatment was in terms of like as chemos go in the world, it's what that particular one together is one of the toughest you can have like for anything in the world, because sarcoma is that rare that the research, they don't have that much funding.
So you have to make sure.
Yeah, but the treatment's been similar, probably the same for 30 odd years, has been the same.
Right. Tough as in pain, like what's the pain like doing
just
it? Just
intense. So it basically the aim of it is just to kill all your cells in your body, good and bad. So that's why you heard cells get killed first. So, but basically it just blasts you and just kills you. If you have enough of it, it'll kill you. So that's why I wasn't allowed any more of one particular drug. But as the cycles went on, like I'd go in every day. I'm in. So you go in week 1, you have this treatment, then it slowly works, and then your immune system goes like that. And then when just as you start to feel a little bit better, they blast you again.
Go again.
So overall, like it's just killing you and killing you and killing you, just to kill any sort of cells, good and bad. But like you can get infections from anything because you have no immune system. Yeah. So I had a couple of infections. I got sepsis in April. And then after that, Isabella had give birth to our son in the January. So I'd started my treatment November. So he was born in the Jan. But today, January the 10th. She had a C-section. So I had to knock my treatment back for a day so I could go to the birth. And then the day he was born, the night, I went and stayed at my mum's and then went in for 4 nights. Every night I was at home, I stayed downstairs out the way just so I could have a bit of a sleep. For 6 months until when my chemo finished, I got home actually. I'm off my last bag of chemo on the 1st of July. But I'd probably say May and June. I started staying at my mum's because I couldn't afford to get any sort of infection again, because I'd had neutropenic sepsis in the April, and for a couple of days I was in a pretty bad way with that. There was one night where I thought this could be it, like, nurses come round and said, like, you're really ill. Like, if these antibiotics don't work, because I had an infection, but they didn't know what my infection was. So I basically, the first time I had an infection in March, I woke up, had a temp, rang the Christie, went in, stayed in overnight, a couple of nights. Didn't know what my infection was. Came home, that was fine, carried on with my chemo. The second time, I had another temp. But I thought, right, so I rang Christie and said, can I go to Preston? Like, because if your temp's high, they do this 1 hour rule where if you get in within the hour, you have to be put on these antibiotics. Because that's just how the curve that you have to have. Anyway, I gets into Preston, absolutely rammed. Just randomly, don't take us through. Say, like, you know, you got to wait. I was like, I've just been told that. Anyway, so I kind of said, listen, like, I think I've got sepsis here. I could have sepsis. I've got an infection. I need a thing. No, I can't get through. So, fella in the waiting room, this is a little bit mad, this. Fella in the waiting room, he was obviously poorly. He started having a stroke in the waiting room, right? So he falls off the chair and starts frigging. So my mum stands up and says, fuck this, we're going, as in going to Christie. So I've stood up and just collapsed probably because I'd seen that happen, but I was obviously very poorly.
Yeah.
Rushed me through, did everything, took all my bloods and that, came back. So my neutrophils, which is what fights your infections, it's meant to be 3 or above. That's yours will be within, mine will be now. Mine was 0.003. So I literally had no immune system. So my temp 39 and I had no way of fighting whatever infection I had. They never did tell me, never did know what infection I had. So first night I stayed in A&E in a side room. My mum stayed, to be fair. I slept with an ECG thing on. Like, my resting heart rate was about just under 100. And mine now will be 60 here. Like, was literally had the runs about 15 times in the night. Like, I was in a bad way. Like, I thought that was it, kind of thing. And you know, the next day the nurses come to me and said, like, took me up to the cancer ward at Preston and put me in a separate room out of the way and said, listen, you're not allowed to leave until your temp comes below, until your neutrophils in your blood get back to normal. And it took 7 days. I was in there, out of the way, yeah.
Right.
What kept you going?
It was just, it's weird, actually. It's the first time I've properly spoken about anything about it, really, to the public, if you will. But it's because I've finished now and I've been, touch wood, hopefully it stays away. But I've had 6 months now, probably a normal life. I don't know how I done it. Like, I don't know how. I mean, I remember at the time saying, like, my children and stuff, because, like, everybody was unbelievable. Like, the support I got from my family, friends, public was absolutely brilliant. But, like, I don't know, every day I just went. I mean, after Isabel had George had him 5 weeks into the treatment. My mum came to the hospital every day in the Christie and sat with me for about 8 hours, 10 hours a day. Took me there, brought me back.
She probably didn't need to say anything, just the fact that she was there. You knew she was there.
I mean, it got to the point I was in that much at the Christie that, like, I know all the nurses and the doctors and that.
Are you just feeling like shit?
Yeah. As it got in more, like, I couldn't really eat so much and then I'd be able to eat. It was like, I used to get these really bad mouth sores. So I don't know, I think it's methotrexate is the one that does it. The mouth, sorry, it's a methotrexate. I'm talking like I've got a picture, like, look at my back of my mouth, the dangly thing, and that's like white and black. Like, my tongue was swollen, like, I couldn't swallow. I don't mind talking about it. This is a bit brutal, whatever, but when I had the sepsis and that, my mouth, I could not even chew or swallow food, was that bad. And I had all them ulcers, like, on my behind and that. I was in a fucking pickle. And it's like, I don't know, I look back now and to see people that have to have chemo anyway or go through cancer and families and people, it's just fucking unbelievable what you see and what you learn about. But, like, for sarcoma, the treatment's been the same for that long. It's so brutal that, you know, if anything, it needs more research. It needs more fucking money put on it, because the side effects, like, I'd have random nosebleeds. Like, thankfully, I'd never needed blood transfusions and stuff, but people who have my treatment had to have blood transfusions. Like, every day, every week you go back in for chemo, you'd have to have a blood test. If you weren't safe to, if your levels weren't at a certain level, you weren't safe to have that chemo. So you had to go back for another week. So it's like, the statistics, for instance, is 25% of reoccurrence for me, for it to come back. But them statistics are if you have the 28 weeks of chemo week to week, yeah? That's the best, that's what they go off. If your body's not fit to have it, you have to go home for another week. So therefore your chances of, you know what I mean? It's not going to plan kind of thing. So I was very, very fortunate, I think, that I was only delayed 3 weeks overall.
Yeah, obviously what you had to go through physically, but then that, I imagine the mental and emotional thing you've had to go through as a dad of a newborn, having a newborn there, and possibly you might not get to spend time with them, but yet spending time with them could potentially bring an end to your life. Yeah,
it was, I mean...
I imagine that it was... I don't know how you could...
I mean, I didn't have a choice. Do you know what I mean? That is the only, I know people, you hear people come out and stuff, and I know it's a different thing, but I've watched quite a bit of things with Ashley Kane, you know, and he lost his daughter to cancer and that. And you see how he is and stuff like that, and he's from the other side of it, but like, I'm sure he said something like, you don't have a choice. Like, I didn't have a choice. I literally, in order for me to hopefully not come back or whatnot, I had to do everything like that. First 6 months, I didn't see him too much, really. It's only really been the last 4 or 5 months that I've spent time with him. But like, I had to stay away because Grace was at nursery. So it's like, she's come back with a snotty nose, or like, you know, and you can't stop a child from having a childhood. And like, she always says like, Daddy, have you got poorly knee? Like, you know, and it's like, now she's like, you had something taken out of your knee, like you were poorly and stuff. And it's like, you used to play football and that. But I used to go in on a Tuesday and she'd go to nursery on a Tuesday, but she's potty trained and stuff, but she'd like act really often, like have to change her knickers 3 times because something was wrong, you know, because on her mind, she knew. And as it got towards the end, Izzy would ring me and I'm in there and she wouldn't talk to me on the phone because I weren't there. Like, this is Grace, she was 2 at the time. And it's like, and I just had to stay away just because I didn't have a choice really. Like, and the mental side of things was horrendous. It still is for me. Like, I'm just going to be straight. It's awful. The paranoia that I have, or the anxiety that I knew mental things, you know, you hear depression and anxiety and stuff, and I was always like laughing and joking all the time. And I say, like, you know, I used to get like banter and all that, like with Cootsy and stuff, for instance. Like, that's just the way I am, that's my character. I was always happy, I always am. But the anxiety, I never knew it was a thing. Like, obviously I did, but like, I'd never truly experienced it. But there's times since the treatment and when I was having it that like, I get in panics and that. Like, I'll get in the shower and I'll start like fiddling around thinking, oh my God, like, what's that? Why am I aching there? Like, oh my God, I've got a gland here, like, and just go mental for about an hour. Just start prodding myself everywhere and that. But I guess I'm not alone, do you know what I mean? People who actually experience it and go through it. And, you know, at this moment in time, I'm very, very fortunate because I'm still here. And my first lot of scans showed no sign of active disease, but I've had another one this morning, so that's my other 6-month one.
So it's every 6 months now?
I think it's, hopefully, for a couple of years, I think it's every 6 months and then it goes to a year.
Must have been horrendous for your missus as well. She must have been through the mill and all.
I don't understand really how she's done it. We stayed at her mum and dad's quite a bit. She has a couple of brothers and a sister and stuff, and they were really helpful, and my mum and my auntie and stuff, and, you know, it were tough, but we had their extended family, her grandparents and Nan and Paps and everything like that. It was, everybody kind of mucked together and stuff. But like you're saying, for me, like, that's me reflecting on like how it was. But at the time, I was just in like some mad trance. I was just in a zone where like, yeah, I knew I felt shy. I knew this with that, but like, I just had to keep like ticking the weeks off. Like, it used to be, I used to go in on Tuesday and I know I'm not getting home till the Saturday. And it's like, I was on the ward First night I was stayed in was on the ward. So it was, there's like, I don't know, say 18 beds. No, yeah, I think there's 14 on this bit. So it's like you're opposite each other kind of thing, but you have a curtain and then there's 3 or 4 side rooms. People who are poorly have the side rooms, or women have the side rooms. And this lad had a side room. I don't know his name. I don't know him. This is my first night in, and he's screaming all through the night. Like, I don't want to die and all that. And I'm thinking, holy shit, like this is fucking real. And that was my first night in, and I thought, like, I'm gonna have to proper give it, to get through it, kind of thing. And it's, it's a thing that I never wanted to ever happen, but hopefully it's done its job, because it's absolutely fucking horrendous.
Are you speaking to anybody? Can you get help on that?
You know what? I have been in touch with the PFA, and I have been speaking to. I've been and seen a counsellor a few times. Yeah. For the first few months I didn't, but it just got to the point where I was just going.
Just need the right tools.
I just kind of needed to go to somebody who didn't know me, didn't know anything. I'd never done anything like that before. I'd never thought of doing it before.
I'd never had to go through anything.
Well,
like what you had to go through.
No, I just somebody who wasn't, didn't know anything. Just someone who could listen or give me advice about certain things. But yeah, she's been really good. I've seen her 5 times now, so she's been brilliant. But it was, like saying, family and friends just kind of pulled together. But I was just in a zone. It was, it gives me pretty bad, like, because I went back this morning. It's the first time I've been back since September, because that second treatment was 36 weeks. The chemo were 28, the second was 36. So my last one of that was September the 12th, I think. So this morning was the first time I've been back to that hospital since then. And even just going in, like the smell, like the smell would be just mad.
Just bring everything back.
Oh, just everything, yeah. Like every time, like this poor thing would have to get accessed. Every time I go in, I'd be hooked up to the pumps for 72 hours, easy. But it became my life, and I don't know. It's mad really talking about it. It's quite emotional. It is a bit. I nearly started crying before, but it's like, it became the normal for me. I knew what I had to do. I just tried to give myself the best chance, because like, I'm very fortunate in terms of like, I fucking love my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely buzz being here. So it's like, if I had to drag myself out of bed all the time to go and stay there for 4 or 5 nights and have the infections and that and whatever, then I had to do it. And, I hope it's done its job, kind of thing, because that you look at like that and it's like, yeah, I've had a fantastic time playing footy, and everyone has unbelievable laughs and stuff like that, but that's just nothing. That is it. No, you know what I mean?
It's just completely irrelevant. Like even Saturday now, I'm like,
yeah.
So I want to speak about all your teammates at Bristol raised a lot of money for you, didn't they? With the shaving the head and
So it was. I think it was Coots's idea. Because obviously I knew I had to retire from my operation, but I was still under contract. And no one knew. Like, I'd post the odd thing on socials, but I could never play again. I didn't have career end insurance. So that was it. I just get me 25 grand off the PFA, and that was that, like, kind of go out and... But, thankfully, for us, I had critical illness on my mortgage. So what I owed on my mortgage, I got paid. So it's like, for anyone who's listening or does want to listen, that is a biggie, if you can get that, because you never fucking know. And that took the pressure off for last year. But, I'm looking to get back into a job, whatever sort of place I can, footy. I want to get back into footy. But Cootsy, the lads, it was an idea to kind of create a GoFundMe thing for me, just because, I had nothing to kind of go back to. I had no qualifications as such, other than what you do when you're a scholar. But and yeah, they all shaved their head on the 16th of Jan, obviously because I was number 16. So all shaved their head, chucked a bit of money in. It kind of got some coverage. Like, Joey pushed it. Lads with a bit of following, the club pushed it. All the fans kind of got on it. Like, I could never explain to you how many messages I've had, and from all football fans and all public and stuff, and people who've messaged me from other countries who've been going through it or know someone who's going through it. But the football fans, Bristol Rovers fans were were special in terms
saw the
of,
videos on the 16th minute.
yeah, like
standing up.
it was, yeah, they clapped 16th minute still at the mem and stuff, and I saw it. It was mad because I got diagnosed, and like Aaron held a shirt up, and it's like, and you watch it and you think, fucking hell, I only played for you for a year. Do you know what I mean? And just how they were with me was just, well, everybody in general, and the lads, like, you know, like Mangy came to see me in the Christie. I speak to him all the time. Just people proper, like lads I'd played with at other clubs came to see me when I was having treatment. I was in there for 4 or 5 days. Like Liam Feeney come see me, Michael Nottingham, Dean Furman. Trying to think, I probably missed a few out. A couple of my mates from home. Mangs came.
And imagine that did give you a boost at the time, because it puts a spotlight on how much people care.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, it was unbelievable. But yeah, sorry to go back to that. Yeah, they raised that money, and it was brilliant because it's just kind of taking the pressure off us in terms of, you know, 2 young kids, and she was obviously on maternity leave. She'd just had a little, and it was a bit of a fucking mental time. But everybody at the club, Joey was brilliant in terms of, you know, from when it happening, couldn't have been any more sounder. You know, the flamethrower had gone. You know what I mean? So it was like, because that we'd achieved something that season before, and then it happened so quickly after, it was just like, everyone kind of made me feel like, you know what, you've kind of fucking grafted. Do you know what I mean? Like, with Earthy kind of thing. And it was emotional, but...
Thing is, even if you didn't get promoted or you didn't have them memories, they know what you like as a lad, and they'll have still done it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people or help that have been there that I can't even remember. I mean, going back to the treatment, like the side effects, like my memory's shot to bits, other than like the stuff that I've fully studied. Like that season, I've gone back through the stories in my head thousands of times. But like certain things I just forget.
Do you ever get angry? Or did you get angry? Or why the fuck is this happening
a bit.
to me?
I mean, I was angry, but then when you get in there and you're in the, you know, you go to the Christie and you like go down to the clinic, and like you see people that I was in the adult bit. So I think if you're under 24, I think you're allowed to go into like the children's side of things. I was in the adults bit, and like you walk around the hospital and you see some people, and I became, because I was there that much, like I've been on the ward with people who are not here now with the same thing as me. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I was a little bit, but then when you go in and you witness what everyone has to go through, and you see the family members coming in, and then like children coming in to see the dads and that, or like thanking the nurses because they've finished the treatment, and it's like, you just sometimes think it's just like a mad dream, but it weren't. It got to a point where 2 or 3 months after I'd finished, if I opened my eyes in the morning, or last month or so of my treatment, if I opened my eyes in the morning, I was fucking buzzing. Like, just that's how I had to look at every day, and it's just a big. That happens to people's lives and families, and I know it's very, very deep and stuff, and I appreciate you allowing me to have a chat with you about it and stuff, but that's just me being straight up honest of how everything's been. And
I think it's like massively inspiring. I know you've not asked to be an inspiration, but I think people watching and possibly family members or themselves going through the same thing, I think are massively inspirational to all of us.
Thank you, because like I never once at all of, you know, I wanted to come on and chat footy and talk about this. I'm happily open to talk about everything that's happened. I have no issues with it, because I know that when I'd spoken to people, like I met a lad called Brad, and it was his last cycle, and I spoke to him, what may I expect him, how's it going to be, what's this going to happen kind of thing. It helped me massively. So like if people, it's not just sarcoma, for any sort of cancers, any sort of treatments, like if you put well, this is the thing, because sometimes it doesn't work. You know, it happens, but you can get yourself in a place where you just got to give it everything. Like it's so sad, but so life. It's just how it is. And you go in, like the Christie specialises, it's just literally cancer treatment in the whole hospital. Everybody in the, well, patients is for cancer and stuff, and it's all different ages. You know, I was in the adult side, like I said, but it's just something that I never expected, but it just happened to me, and it was, well, it's still happening. You know, it's going to, for the however long I live, it's always going to be going on in my head and my family's, maybe, yeah, definitely my family's life. Hopefully my children never, I mean, I know they may, because I played footy and stuff, but I don't want them to ever think and remember it, but it's always in people's lives what we've been through, especially my own, in terms of I'll never be able to probably forget about it properly. It's always, every single day I'll think about it all the time.
But are you looking forward? Are you know, yeah. Today was a big milestone.
Yeah. I'm definitely, now that I've into the new year, I want to get back into like work and get
What's that you want to do?
I just want to get back into footy, to be honest. I really love to be in and around the lads coaching, if that's possible. But I do quite enjoy going. I mean, I've been into a couple of clubs to talk to people, but I'm a little bit raw, to say the least. I'd have to speak to someone who specialises in that sort of motivational talks or like keynote speeches and stuff, because I have no issues with talking about things to people. Like Beachy got me to go into Filed just because he was my manager beforehand at Carlisle. Just text me, you know, because I kept in contact with him quite a lot through the treatment, and he come to see me a couple of times, and it's like, what are you doing? I said, well, no, why do you fancy coming in to chat to the lads? Like, I think it'll be good for them and good for you. I just kind of spoke in terms of how, what's happened, like my career before it, what's happened, and how I took what I had in my career into my treatment, and how I would attack my career now if I'd have had the treatment before, if I could still play. Linked it to kind of football in terms of your mindset and your mentality in terms of getting through out or trying to achieve something, to win something. I really enjoy doing that, but I do think I've got a lot to offer to a group of players, whether it be 18s, 23s, or even first team lads, because like now how I look at anything, I'm not really affected by anything. Like the pressures, or people's opinions about if I was to be in a job, or, you know, that football's just full of opinions of everybody, isn't it? You know, everybody, and his dog has an opinion. But if I was in a situation or like leading a team, in terms of, you just got to try and get those players into that mindset where you can do anything you want and you can achieve what you want, you know what I mean? And I enjoy, I mean, I'm going on to, I'm doing my badges in terms, I've got onto my B, because I need to do my B now. And I'm starting that. Well, I'm actually meeting the fella tomorrow to start that out. But just something where I need something to occupy me as well at the same time.
Yeah. But some perspectives as well that you can, that you said before, you give everything. You give everything to you, but and you're proud of that, and you're thankful that you did that.
Yeah.
And to give, and being able to put that experience forward to other young lads, that's something massive that you can.
I mean, I was
to others.
I was nowhere near the best player. I played League One, League Two in conference, and a stretch. I had to work hard for it. You know, I wasn't massively talentedly gifted in terms of ripping it up. Could have just rolled out of bed and gone and played in the champ. But so that's why I'm pretty happy with, in terms of regrets wise. I mean, I don't have any regrets in terms of the effort that I put into my career. I think if I did, I'd be in a lot worse place mentally, because my career's over with and I can't change that now. Yeah. But I don't have any regrets in my career. And the last season of my life was the best of my career by a million miles. And I met people who are friends for life, do you know what I mean? So, but it's life, man. I can't do it by it now.
Be proud of yourself, mate.
Mm. Even just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's helped me talking from day one. I mean, I know people can't talk about certain situations in their lives because they feel uncomfortable, but to me, if I bottled all this up, I don't know, I don't think I'd be here.
Which I think it's easily done. I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
That's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I just thought I thought to myself from the off, like, I'm just going to give it a right go. Do you know what I mean?
I say, mate, it's just a massive inspiration. And not just that, your family as well. Your missus, you know, somebody might be watching that, just living proof that you can get through it and your family can get through it.
It was
like, so you don't know how. You don't know how,
I mean, listen, there's up and down days of it. It's real tough, as you can imagine. But I think if anyone is going through any sort of thing, you just have to stick together and this is the whole family. It's not just relationships. Because at the end of the day, you're just after the one thing, aren't you? You know, to get better, and you just got to try and thingy. But I couldn't. That's been me for the last 2 years nearly now, and I took a lot from my career, just getting into it and going into the treatment and stuff like that. I feel
a lot of strength.
Yeah, because like I said beforehand, I took stuff to heart when I played because I cared. Do you know what I mean? And I always wanted the best for other people. I was never selfish, couldn't. I always wanted the best for the team and my teammates and anybody. So, yeah, it was one of them. But like some lads, like I know we laugh and joke and stuff, but for example, like Cootsie and that, like, he was unbelievable as a bloke. But hey, I'm here innit? So that's all that matters.
And your Barnett to come back strong.
Well, I need my fullbacks putting in
I won't say strong.
Hey,
I won't play that formation.
It were like this before, but yeah, it's come back. But
that's fucking Bristol at home to Scunthorpe. We've got your two centre halves here, and these lads are fucking bomb on. Go. That's a 7-0 if ever I've seen one.
I tell you what, when I was having it, as I got towards the end, I did not have one hair on my body anywhere. I literally could get out of the shower and drip, and I'd be dry within a minute. Nothing anywhere. Yeah. Oof.
No, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for sharing everything as honestly as you have done.
Cheers for having me. I've enjoyed it, yeah. Sorry it got a bit...
No, don't be daft, mate. Don't be daft.
Appreciate you coming on and being so honest and open, mate. Cheers.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
What a story.
What a guy.
You look inspired, sat there.
Yeah.
That is an inspired pause.
I'll be honest, it's the closest I've come. I was choking up at one point, you know, talking about family and everything. It was.
Yeah, that was it.
Is chucking up in Bolton a different thing to chucking up in Barnsley? Because if you're chucking up in Barnsley, you've been sick.
Yeah, I didn't feel nauseous.
Choking up.
I thought you said chucking.
No, I wasn't chucking anything up.
Oh, choking. Sorry.
Up.
I thought that's sorry, I didn't hear you correctly. I'm sure chucking up in Barnsley's been sick. But no, I tell you what, don't get spoken about as much as what it probably should. Like how outrageous the swing were. Bristol on the last day of the season.
Yeah.
7 goals.
I thought he just had a really good park then. I didn't know what you were on about.
What, the swing?
Yeah.
Or a nice little sex then.
Yeah, never really got... I mean, I don't think ours get to mention.
Preston.
Chris, but no, yeah. I know, but then theirs was even better than ours.
Ours were a what, 12, 13 goal swing?
Yeah, in the last few games. But a 7 goal swing on the last day of the season. Yeah. That's unbelievable. That's
like, if it's abroad, you're asking questions, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're in England, should we be asking questions?
I'll tell you what else hasn't been spoken about enough. How tidy this house is.
Can we get a close-up on this puffy?
I mean, the dinner table still hasn't been clean, but everything else.
I'm not saying it's tidy. I'm saying it's tidier.
Tidier.
It's because... There's half a curtain of rice down here.
There'll definitely be toast, crusts and that, but...
Somebody got in touch? Did you see a cleaning company got in touch?
Yeah.
Leeds based as well.
Thing is, I'd feel a bit, I feel awkward if it's really messy. Because then they'd go back and go, oh, his house is a disgrace.
To be fair, my missus cleans up before cleaner comes.
Yeah.
I think it's just totally pointless.
I thought she was keen on cleaner. Why do you need a cleaner? Just for a bit of polishing and that?
Well, she works Thursday, Fridays, right? So I'm off Thursdays, obviously. So I've got to do upstairs. She only has upstairs done. We only have upstairs done. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it.
So do you pay for cleaner?
Yeah. Take it out of the housekeeping. Because she's not doing a job
So you have nothing to do on a Thursday, sorry.
I would play golf. Well, when before my knee was bad.
So you're not even that excuse now.
No, it's not an excuse. I do not want to do it. It's no excuse.
Sometimes in life you've got to do things you don't want to do, John.
I do not want to be cleaning sinks and toilets and that.
Well, I think it's quite therapeutic. Bit of headspace, yeah.
Once I get going,
Yeah.
I'm unstoppable, but it's just the getting going.
Not just the cleaning either, is
Getting
it?
going's not happened for a while, has it?
It does take us a while to get going. But when I do, I agree. Therapeutic.
Yeah.
But I've got you to thank, Dave. I made an effort for you coming because Matty's away. You can talk, you know.
I can. Nothing like Churchill dog, innit? Back at car. I do not. No, I don't want to be cleaning toilets and all that shit. So,
By the way, as well, I have noticed the amount of comments that are saying you're looking fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I'm sure
You
you've
are,
noticed.
John.
I don't
You're
think-
looking good.
I don't think fantastic.
Lean.
Lean. I'll take lean.
You're feeling better?
Leaner. No, I'm fucked. Absolutely shattered.
No, but in yourself.
No.
I know you're going to ache and stuff after you've been spinning hard, but
no, I feel
in
like
yourself.
shit.
I think you've been better. I think you're more.
Yeah, you've got more energy, clarity.
The erection's been noticed.
As it?
you
Oh,
go.
that's good news.
Oh, God bless
It's all
you.
worthwhile, isn't it?
External comments. External comments, not just.
Only from one person.
Yeah,
Fucking
but
hell.
I mean-
you're talking to the wrong man here.
I mean, not just yourself. I mean, you've not just been giving yourself. He's looking good, sturdy.
when I mentioned
Can
it,
hold the bridge up.
she said, yeah. So,
Oh,
They putting a good shift in.
oh no, the time frame's not. the time frame's not changed.
stamina not in
Time frame's not changed. It's just still sharp.
sharp,
Short and
short,
sharp.
sweet, but sharp. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm about 20 pound down now.
Well
Keep
done.
going.
Proud of you, John.
You're not. You don't give a fuck.
I am.
I think he
you're
is.
looking good.
Thanks.
You don't take praise well, do you?
Yeah, you're better off saying you can't tell.
Yeah.
You need to keep going, you fat shit.
Yeah.
Fat shit.
Get a better reaction. See, you're smiling.
that better.
You've just been called a fat shitter. You're smiling.
I tell you what, I did get a bit of stick for last night. You know, when we went to Leicester last week and you shaved me back. Just you get this on camera, Dave.
I've actually got the footage of us doing it.
We just stop.
You got the captain's armband.
We just stop with the arms. do I need to blend in or not?
But that you.
So I'm there, look.
This is
What do I
this
do?
is the problem I have with my fronts. Because you can't. How do you blend?
So that's me. What do I do here?
I think down to the elbow. Definitely.
Yeah.
But then I've just got exact same problem, elbow down,
I know,
innit?
but you can like fade it in.
Fucking
Get a
hell,
How do
guard
you
on the way
fade
down.
though?
I'll have to go to one at Turks. What do you want, sir?
Baghdad butcher.
What do you want, sir? You couldn't just blend me right in my left arm in, could you? Not as bad on that one, because you can't tell as much.
I have a 1.5 on my bicep,
Right.
please, mate.
Can I get a skin fade on my right arm? So
That's the same issue I've got with my front. Because I whipped it off once, and then I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to keep. I'll do the stomach again. But my chest just was like a welcome mat. It's just square.
do the chest bit and all.
No, I get in trouble.
Well, just do it. Just trim it down then.
Rose says, don't shave it off. She likes it as it is.
Just do it down to a 2 then.
But look,
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to do, but I haven't got the skills to pull it off.
You can do it all
But
down to a 2.
you need a guard on there. Get the guard on.
Yeah, I've got a
Take it down
guard.
to an
Didn't work.
AstroTurf.
Yeah.
I mean, don't put the video on, but can you just play that fart. Play it right down the mic. I think it's one of the best I've ever heard, like in terms of volume.
Is this for today or Friday Club?
Both.
Oh. So
It's just the type of content that you can look forward to in Friday Club.
If you've not been listening to Friday Club, every Friday just on audio. So Spotify, Apple,
this is on
and all other podcast providers.
This is on Ring Doorbell.
We've been saving like,
Going about it for the day with Brownie, me and Brownie car. It's actually like.
It gets more impressive every time.
I'll just replay it.
so don't skip a beat though, just carries on with conversation. It sounds like one of them fart machines.
Granny car. It's actually like.
It's a corker, isn't it?
Double,
Katie
both
doesn't-
barrels as
Is
well.
it Katie you're talking to?
Yeah.
She doesn't like
No.
that an eyelid either.
Didn't even raise an eyebrow.
Just put like family group chat. This is what I've got to live with.
That has been value for money, that doorbell, hasn't it?
It's annoying, like.
But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. And thanks once again for everybody who signed up to Patreon recently.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying all them extra episodes. We've got 2 a month coming out.
Somebody
As
actually
always.
asked, when is...
Are you still going on with farts?
Another one, I'm sure.
Save the farts.
I've got another
Somebody
one.
actually sent... It wasn't an aggressive message, but it was a, when is Michael Mifsud out? Surely it's coming out because Coventry are playing Man United.
Yeah.
But I said, oh no, it's about 2 seconds.
That's the dogs.
I like the build up.
You can
Set the
skip the
atmosphere.
video, you know.
It's not that one.
Let us know when you get it. But I said, no. Just pause it a second. I said, it's been out a couple of weeks on Patreon.
Yeah,
And he sent
Mifsud's out.
message straight back, apologies, you've just got yourself a new subscriber. So there's a lot of people out there don't
Yeah.
even know it exists.
We'll have a clip of that one out for just before the game.
Play the fart, John.
I'm looking for a.
We'll be here all night.
Save
We'll
it for
save it
next
for
week.
Friday Club.
Oh, I think
So
I've got it.
if you do want to hear John's second fart of
I've got it. I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, that's a rip. True.
That sounded... Did you follow through with it?
That sounded wet.
I've just been swimming. I've just been spinning, so I've got a sweaty crack.
No, but thanks everybody for watching and listening. And we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you very much.
So, yeah.